And welcome to SibRiv Live for episode number 23. I am Dana, and I am joined here by my big brother David and my little sister Michelle.
Hey.
Good evening.
You guys excited to be doing a live stream tonight?
Yes, that was a nice little intro.
Yeah, I did it just special for the live
I
stream.
know.
I
That's
was-
so cute.
I was wondering when that song was going to make an appearance.
We're doing it live! Anything can happen.
I know, there's no editing. Best
No editing.
behavior, brothers.
Looks like we got about 6 people on the YouTube. I don't know if we have anyone, maybe one on Facebook watching. Let's see, we got Annie E.
Hey.
Hey, we got Crouton
Crouton
Z.
Z.
Yo, what up, H? And of course we got Caitlin, always in the
Hey,
chat. during the
Caitlin.
Hi,
lives.
Caitlin.
So if you guys are watching on Facebook or on YouTube, feel free to drop likes, subscriptions, comments in the chat. We'll highlight as we go along if anyone knows how to chip in and participate in our little conversation here.
Yes.
And so what do you guys want to? Do you guys want to talk about our weeks, or do you want to jump right into our little red stories for the week?
I say we just jump right into
You
it.
want
I
to jump
mean,
right in?
Let's jump.
Okay. Well, this was my week to pick the topic. So, keeping with our trend lately, I did some more Reddit advice stories, and I decided to go with friendships. So, we're going to be talking about some friendship issues. Episode 23. And, so we're going to get right into story number 1. I'm just going to expand this on my screen so I
You
can
just
read
said
it
that
here.
like you just won a prize behind door number 1.
I'll tell you what, you guys didn't win a prize. We are live. All right, so this one came from Friendship Advice on Reddit, and the title was "Friend's Pool Got Me Very Sick, and She Wants Me to Come Back." A week ago, myself and my 2 kids were invited by a friend to swim at her home. I am not a big outdoor pool person because I don't like sunburn risks. We also have a membership to swim at the YMCA inside any time, which is our preference. The kids wanted to go, and I took them because we should try to be social. My daughter especially had a great time and swam for several hours. Myself and my son were indifferent, but it was good to get out. When I got home, I realized the sunscreen I had put on had failed, and I was badly sunburned. That's my fault. The kids, thankfully, were fine. Within a few hours, my ear started hurting really bad. I thought, I hope I'm not getting an ear infection. Over the next 24 hours, the ear infection, I got the worst ear infection of my life. Both ears were dripping, pus, swelled shut, serious fevers, chills, no pain control. I went to the doctor and they said this ear infection is most often caused by an improperly maintained pool, and had I swam within 24 hours of this infection starting. I had. Apparently it was a public pool. This person didn't type very well, but if it was a public pool, he would have had to let the health unit know because it's a public health risk, and the pool could get in trouble for having such high pool bacteria. I told my friend, and she brushed it off, saying she didn't think it was true. So here I am a week later with pus still dripping out of my both of my ears, no real pain control at all. The infection has spread to my jawbone, so eating is almost impossible. I'm on antibiotic ear drops and pills, and the doctor said if I'm not better by tomorrow, I have to have some IV antibiotics. All of this has been terrible, and I still have to be the main child care provider for my twins. She texted yesterday and is hurt that I refuse to take the kids over to swim again today since it's a holiday here. I don't think the kids can ever go in her pool again under any circumstances. I can't imagine the work the kids would be in if they were suffering like I am. I don't know what that means. Is this a legitimate reason to not be friends anymore? I feel like all of us were put in harm's way over her being too cheap to properly put in pool chemicals. All right, siblings, what do you think?
I mean, I don't think I think they can remain friends. I just think he probably doesn't want to swim in her pool. And I think it's fine if he doesn't want the kids to swim in the pool. It's a little weird that the kids didn't get any sort of infection or sunburn
You're thinking this is a guy?
I was thinking this was a guy. Is this a girl?
I don't know.
Oh, for some reason
can't-
I read it from a male point of view. I don't know why.
Interesting. How about you,
Oh.
Dave?
Oh.
I assumed it was a mom.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I
guys
was
are
thinking.
probably right. I don't know why I thought it was a male. I don't know.
I mean, I figured it was so dramatic it had to be a woman. But... I'm joking, everybody. I'm joking.
I don't know why the kids were fine and she wasn't with the sunblock.
Because I would imagine it probably wasn't that person's pool. She probably got it somewhere else. Or maybe at the Y. She talks about how great the Y is.
Oh, that's true. Talk about a public pool.
You know?
Right?
So that was my first thought, because the reality is, having been to a few public pools, I mean, they tend to be like just rife with all sorts of germs. You know what I mean?
That was a good word. Rife with germs.
Well, I mean, I guess my thought was, as soon as she mentioned that they like to go to, or whoever, whatever, as soon as they mentioned that they like to go to the YMCA, my first thought was like, how do you know you didn't get it there? Because if it really was the pool, your friend's pool, how come you're the only one
Right.
that got this reaction?
Yeah.
Your kids swam for hours, so why are they not?
Yeah.
But that's not really what they're asking. What they're asking is this a legitimate reason to call off the friendship?
No.
No, it's
No, I
not.
don't think
Especially
so
if it's
either.
you don't even know
Yeah.
that you don't even know that's where it came from. Caitlin
But
chipping in.
clearly-
Are we sure she wasn't already getting sick? No other people got ill? Question
Yeah,
mark.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a valid point. Yeah.
I'm
And,
just saying, like, why even ask Reddit? Clearly, you don't care whether. I mean, maybe you want to use this as a reason for justifying a friendship that you already want to lay to rest. That's what I think. You're looking for an excuse. Like, who needs to go to Reddit to actually get validation that they're going to make a major life decision, like end a long-term friendship or long-time friendship, I should say.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, maybe people are that stupid and shallow. I mean, far be it from me to say, but I think if your jaw's locking up, your ears are leaking pus, and you have a fever, why the hell are you on the internet in the first place? Shouldn't you just be like focusing on recovery?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal about having to
Also
be
a
the
good
child care
point.
provider for the twins, but well, there wasn't too many comments on this post. In fact, there was only one or two. Were you in any other public pools before the infection set in? Infections can show up a few days after swimming, generally between 24 and 72 hours. I had swimmers there a lot growing up because I was always swimming at my house, my friends' houses, anywhere I could, really. Back then, they just gave you drops to deal with it. Were you at the Y anytime between 24 and 72 hours before the infection started showing symptoms? If you were and got the infection there, then swimming in your friend's pool can definitely trigger an existing infection. If you think it's a possibility, then call the Y and ask if anyone recently complained about swimmers here.
Well, that's a good idea.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. To see if
Totally.
anyone else has complained at all. Because it is odd that the friend who you would assume their family is swimming in that pool pretty consistently, right? Days in a row.
let's be frank, she's not calling in the Y. She wanted to blame her friend. She's
Yeah.
looking for a way out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Number 2. This is an interesting one. Very interesting one. Okay. Am I the a-hole for losing my mind after my wife's friend made her drink alcohol and tried to hook her up with another man? This is from Am I the a-hole, of course. My wife went out with her friend for dinner. When her friend came over, she told us that it would be just her, my wife, and her other friends, and they'll be back in 2 hours or so. And my wife didn't really want to go, but I encouraged her to have fun. I was home looking after our daughter, but my wife, after an hour, suddenly texts me to pick her up. That she's drunk and there's a man next to her and she feels uncomfortable. Even if she wasn't uncomfortable, I would have went anyway. I was confused because it was supposed to be a girls' night only. And why is a man involved? I asked my sister-in-law to look after my daughter, and I went to pick my wife up. I was angry, but I didn't want to embarrass my wife in front of everyone. So I said that my wife is drunk, and she's never had alcohol, and our daughter is calling her, and I took her home. My wife told me that she was shocked to see a man joining them at dinner, and he was being overly friendly with her. He grabbed her hand, kept touching her shoulder, and she didn't want to drink, but everyone kept on pressuring her. I told my wife it's not her fault. She shouldn't blame herself, but I wanted clarification. So I called her friend and asked her why would she make my wife drink alcohol and why was a man involved and we weren't informed. She doubles down and she said she doesn't need to inform me, and my wife should be able to handle alcohol and she should be okay with being around men. I called her a bitch, and she's no true friend of my wife, and I told her to stay away from both of us. I ended up telling everyone in their actual friend group about what she did, and most of the women have cut her off. And she's, as expected, pissed, and she said that I didn't need to be so dramatic. She's lost some of her friends because of me, and a few from their friend group say the same thing. It's so stressful to go back and forth with these people. I just want to cut them out of my life. They are a cancer. The good ones can stay friends with my wife, and these, I want to ruin them. Am I the a-hole?
ESH, everyone sucks here. I'm serious.
Yeah,
everyone sucks here.
I don't like this husband. He seems very, very, very controlling.
Controlling, yeah. Very controlling vibes.
Controlling.
Yeah.
Oh, it gives me the creeps. I don't like this. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, I don't know. I almost feel like the wife is just trying to make excuses. She doesn't want to catch a beating. I don't know. Like,
I wish we knew if the wife chose not to drink alcohol. Was this his decision that she's not going to drink alcohol? I want a little more backstory.
I'm surprised you guys are reading so deeply into this. I mean, I think the guy's reaction and his response definitely makes him the a-hole, but the friend definitely sucks based on what we're hearing.
Well, but we're hearing one side of the story, but yeah.
Yeah, we're hearing one side of the story, but let's just look at it. Like, let's try to not take any side. I think it's a really, really crappy thing to do, to take one of your friends out and try to get them drunk and try to egg them on to hook up with somebody else when you know that they're in a relationship or married.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
So right off the bat, there's no excuse for that. So the friend is definitely the a-hole. However, the husband's response to one, caller names, not necessary. This huge confrontation, not necessary. I think it really should be a conversation between him and his wife. Like, hey, like, I'm a little uncomfortable with the fact that like your friends are trying to get you to like hook up with other people when I'm not around. I think that's a valid conversation to have. Right. Yeah. And let the wife do what she will. But to go around and tell everybody else about how terrible this friend is and try to end friendships like that, I think that makes him the a-hole as well. So everybody in this situation, except for the wife, everybody sucks here is my take.
ESH. I like it.
ESH. Well, that's the Reddit thing. If they
really?
think that's Oh. I thought you guys knew that.
No, I'm new to Reddit.
You're advising Reddit and you don't know the lingo?
Yeah.
What the hell, little sis?
Just Come on. Everyone else on the internet.
Well, comments were kind of didn't really go the direction that we went, I thought. Like I would say like 95% of the comments were just on this guy's side. The fact that your wife was so uncomfortable and texted you for help means that you are 100% not the a-hole. It sounds like your wife just weeded out a shitty friend. Goodbye and good riddance. Dude, this friend did not feel bad at all about what she did and is now only mad because the friend group actually sided with you. Of course, you're not the a-hole. This friend sounds insanely toxic, and I'm glad she lost her friends. Also, bonus points for immediately getting your wife out of the situation that made her uncomfortable. I will say, going back to this, he said even if she wasn't uncomfortable, he would show up anyway.
Yeah, I thought
You know
that
what I
was
mean?
an odd thing to say, actually.
I thought
Why
it was
wouldn't
even if-
you?
I thought it was even if she wasn't drinking. Oh no, even if she wasn't uncomfortable, I
Where
would.
was it? Which page was it on? Hold on.
Yeah, no, it's there.
Yeah, even if she wasn't uncomfortable, I would have
Yeah.
went anyway. So
Why wouldn't you? You're her husband. She's calling you
So-
for help. Why wouldn't you go anyway?
Well, yeah, I think
No.
I think that's what he meant. Is so if I get a text from my wife saying, "Hey, I've been drinking. There's a guy here that's coming on really strong." She doesn't have to tell me she's uncomfortable. I would probably go if she wanted me to go pick her up. Or if I was told, "Hey, this is going to be just a girls' night," and then I hear that there's dudes there trying to like hook up with everybody, yeah, I'm probably going to show up anyway. I don't care how that sounds. Like, am I supposed to not let some like step back and take the chance that somebody is going to try to like hook up with my wife because I don't want to look insecure? Like, that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I guess.
Well,
it
I might as
depends
well
on-
just let everybody cheat because I don't want people to think that I'm insecure and controlling. Like, get the hell out of here with that noise. What the hell?
I think it
I'm
depends.
sensing a
on-
little toxic masculinity from you, David, right now, and it's
think
very
it's-
triggering.
I think it depends
No,
on how
you
you
know what?
show up. If you're like, "Hey, guy, get off my girl. Let's fight. I'm gonna meet you at the Groves," then that's like, "All right, buddy." But if you just show up and you're like, "Hey, I'm here to have a drink," blah, blah, blah,
I would
like,
I would show up.
more
I would show up-
casual, then I think it's okay.
I would show up and right in front of the guy, I'd be like, "Hey, babe, great to see you. I didn't know this was open to everybody. I thought it was a girls' night."
So a little passive aggressive.
No, you're sending a message. I don't think there's anything wrong with sending a. See, that's how I would get across to this to the wife's friend that what she did was like out of pocket and just not cool. Is I would do something like that, send the message, not make a huge scene, but yeah, throw a little discomfort the friend's way. If she feels bad or guilty or uncomfortable, that's not my problem. You're trying to get my wife to F somebody else. I think I have a right to feel and respond accordingly. You know.
Yeah. I do wonder what I mean, I know he
But-
said the other friends have like disowned this toxic friend.
I do think he
wonder-
went too far with that.
Yeah, I wonder if,
Calling all the friends.
yeah.
Like I wouldn't be
that's-
calling all the
it's
friends and
very
being like, "Hey,
strange.
this happened." I would kind of do the stuff I said in the moment, but I wouldn't take extra steps to like try to bury the person. I think
That-
that's like,
mm,
just,
Yeah.
That makes me think that he's the hole here too, just because he's trying to get ahead of it. Like
Yeah,
he
I
knows
just-
she's going to start talking about him, so I got to get ahead of it and tell everyone what happened.
Yeah, I don't like any of the control. I think it's very controlling. I don't like any of it. I don't like anything that he did, except maybe going to pick up his drunk wife. I get, that I get, but I don't like all the other stuff that came after.
Mike, are you listening? So you're
No,
Michelle's
he's not
basically
listening.
saying
He listens on Spotify. No, I feel like Mike may take your same approach of just like showing up and like letting it be known, like, "Hey, I'm her husband. I'm here." Like, and then that's it. I don't think he would say he's not one for confrontation.
And
What would you do,
don't-
Dana? Oh,
You
sorry.
don't have to make it. I was just gonna say you don't have to make it like a huge confrontation. So let me give you an example. My first marriage, there was a point we were at a store and we had separated, and I found that my ex, some guy was chatting up my ex, right? Like really not coming on like physically strong or anything, but really coming on strong. And I just walked over to her and I was like, "Hey, babe." And then I looked at it, was like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" And then I took her hand, and that was it. That's like sending the message, like, yeah, this isn't going to go anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying like, why the hell are you talking to my girl? You know what I mean? Like, not that, but I mean, there's ways to signal to people, like, hey, there's another party that's actually involved with this person that isn't quite happy with what you're trying to do right now.
Yeah.
And you can do
makes
that
sense.
without being like a jerk.
It would depend
That's
on the
all.
level. For me, it would depend on the level of what's happening. Right. I'm in the store a lot with Caitlin and stuff like that, and guys are checking her out. She's completely oblivious to it, and I see them looking at her, checking out her fine
Ooh,
bod.
Caitlin.
If they get into the touching aspect, where this guy was saying he was touching her, If I
Yeah,
witnessed
like shoulder
someone
and-
touching
yeah.
and stuff like that, I'm probably gonna be physical with that person. Honestly,
my.
if I'm being honest, don't touch my wife.
Oh, I'm the one that's being toxically masculine.
Oh.
Yes, they do, Caitlin. She's oblivious. All right. Well, the next story is the one that really made me choose this. I
So
thought
wait,
this
who
one-
do you guys think the a-hole is in this situation? I
the,
think
fr-
they all
the
are.
friend, yeah, the
Except for
friend
the
and
I-
the friend and the husband. I think are both kind of the a-hole here.
Yeah.
I seriously feel like this husband is probably exaggerating some of the stuff and is just really controlling.
I feel like this is him controlling every aspect of her life, and maybe this other friend was trying to get her out of this situation by saying, like, you know, you can have other. I don't
Hook up with another guy.
Well, I'm not saying hook up, but I just like I don't know, like almost trying to feel like she's saving her friend from her husband, I guess.
Because that's how I would save one of my friends. I'd be like, hey, you know what? You're in a toxic marriage. I don't approve of the person you married, so I think you need to have sex with somebody else tonight. And that's my way of saving you. That's literally what you just said.
Are we sure?
All right, that's
I don't-
figuratively what you said, but you
I
get
don't,
the point.
I don't think that it actually. The comment at the top says that she was trying to hook up, but I don't think that anywhere in the story it actually says that the friend was trying to get her to hook up with another man. She just said that a man was there and touching her.
That's actually a good catch. So
Yeah.
we know that the friend actually egged this on.
You know, the
We
husband
just
was
have him
inferring
saying
that. I think.
But I thought they were egging on the wife drinking.
Yes, they were.
Which, to be fair, right? Like you introduce alcohol to a situation, it really is to allow for the possibility of cheating to happen. Like, let's not BS ourselves here.
Well, yeah, alcohol.
It's like when people go to the club, it's like nobody goes to the club just to dance. Like,
I want to dance.
you,
I want to dance.
Unts, 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 unts. I've actually never been to a club.
what?
Yeah, I never been.
Well, I mean, that's good. That's
I've-
actually a good thing, I think.
I'm trying. I went to like a bachelor ed at Mohegan, and I guess there was a. I guess you can consider that a club. We did go into a. I guess it's a bar club. There was a dance floor. I guess I did go. I guess I just lied. I guess that was a club. But I never like went out with my friends to like, oh, it's Friday, we're gonna go dance. I never did that. Like Dana was hitting the clubs all the time. Unts, 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 unts. He'd ask me
was.
like, does this shirt match this pants? He'd always ask me that.
Looking back in hindsight, if I could do everything all over again, I would never have entered into any relationship with any woman that liked to go to a club.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting. That is
There's-
that is a that's a statement.
That is a statement. I said what I said.
What's that like? 90%?
Because-
Is that like 90%
Listen,
of women?
listen. Well, listen though. But people don't go to clubs just to dance. You two apparently accepted, which whatever. That's
It's surprising to me that
so-
you don't, Dave. It should be in your genes.
I know, don't
It's in
I
your
you
used
genes.
remember
no, I'm saying
Halloween?
I used to go to clubs a lot. But what I'm saying is if I could do it all over again, I would have avoided that scene entirely and I would have not committed. I would not have committed to any girl,
So you would have been
So-
hooking up at the club with the girl.
but I would not have committed with any girl that likes to go to a club. Just saying.
Got it.
Moving on.
Because if you no listen, let me explain, and you can, this might make some people angry and it might make them, he really is being toxically masculine, but the reality is anybody who goes to a club on a regular basis, right, they're going specifically to hook up. I don't care what people I hear. We all know it's just a harmless. I mean, first of all, it's different for girls and guys. Like guys seek out women to hook up with them. Girls don't really seek out guys a whole
Yes.
lot on the
Girls
club
go
scene
to the club to dance.
I just want to dance.
But they also go to the
Dance.
club. They also go to the club to get male attention. They go
Okay,
to the
yeah.
club to get
I'll
attention
give you that.
from men.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
may not want it to get to the point to where they're going home with a guy, but I've known plenty of women that have no problem with letting a guy at the club feel them up or do whatever. They might not have any, but it's like, to me, it's like, okay, if I'm dating or in a relationship with somebody like that and I know she's going to do that, I don't want to be in a relationship with her. Like, you can argue that it's not cheating, but I don't really care whether it is or not. I personally would not want to be with somebody that's okay with that happening, because I'm not going to do that.
Are you saying that you wouldn't date someone if they were going to the club every week or like every month, once a year, bachelor parties? Like, do you, or is this just like if they step foot in the club, I'm out?
Kind of hard to say, because I you know, like it's like if anybody said, "Oh, we're going on just a girls trip to like Ibiza." I don't know. I'm like, okay, you go on whatever trip you want. I don't know if you're still going to have a relationship when you come back, because let's be honest, I don't BS myself. I know what happens on those trips. I'm not willing to even take that risk. Like, yeah.
So what if they took a girls' trip to New York to see some Broadway shows?
That's way different.
Okay, so you're not saying every girls' trip.
It's way different. It's way
Okay.
different. And really, I think it comes down to, and I think whether you're talking about a man or a woman, it comes down to, one, the individual person, right? I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that this is every case. I'm just saying, in my personal experience, the women I have known, and I date women, right? I don't date guys. I'm sure guys do the same thing, but everyone I've known that has loved going on, like, quote unquote girls trips, it's not just strictly girls trips. There's other stuff happening. So, or sure, there are people out there that would hear me say that and think, "You're so wrong, Dave. I've been on women's trips, or I'm a guy that went on guys trips and we didn't do anything." Yeah, I'm sure. I'm just talking about my personal experience.
Right.
This therefore is how I would set my own boundaries. If you're somebody that likes to go to the club on a regular basis, no, I'm out. We're not, like, we can still be hookup buddies, but if we're in a relationship, we're being downgraded. I'm not saying I'm looking for somebody that actually wants to not jump into bed with other people or be felt up by other people.
Well, I think that's fine.
And if that pisses somebody off, I really don't care. And again, because I have said this to some past women in my life, and I have been accused of being controlling, and I would just point out, I'm not controlling their behavior. They can do whatever they want. I'm controlling my behavior and what I choose to do. And what I choose to do is not maintain relationships with people that are open to allowing the possibility for cheating in our relationship to occur. Period. I have the right to do that.
Yes, of course. Everyone can set whatever boundaries they want in their relationships.
Yes.
Yes.
Just like people. Hey, I know. Well, you know what? We got space to fill. We got another hour. I don't know how many more Reddit.
There's only 2 more stories,
fine.
so
Okay.
talk away, Dave.
I was just gonna say, you know,
Let's get him a soapbox.
I am.
Need some more apple juice?
You
Are
guys.
you drinking apple juice?
No, I'm drinking a refreshing beverage of water.
Oh, nice. Me too.
I've
In
got
my
Gatorade.
Barbie cup.
I've got Gatorade.
I approach this is how I look at relationships. They are at will. Anybody can end a relationship for any reason at all without explanation, right? Any reason is valid. I think people are allowed to set their own boundaries. Just like I've said my stance. If I had, you know, in a hypothetical world, met somebody, really liked her, and she's like, "Hey, you know what? I actually like to go to clubs, so this isn't going to work." That's her right to say that. Like, I'm not saying that these are bad people that like to go do that. I'm just saying I'm not going to go down that road.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
So,
I don't think I would have dated someone that golfed a lot.
'Cause
Just saying.
Who knows what they're doing with those golf clubs?
Well, no,
right?
no, it's just like
Oh, is that not what you meant?
no, I just meant like it's all like golfing seems to be like an all day,
4
every
hours.
weekend
4 hours of your day.
thing. And it's like people, I just don't think I
Yeah.
could have. I don't think I could have done that. I think it would have bothered me. Thank God Mike doesn't golf.
Yeah, well, I think that's actually a good point because it's not just other people that can take somebody's attention away from a relationship, right? It's activities, it's other stuff. So I think that's totally valid.
Yeah.
I'm married now, so it doesn't, I'm locked in for life with my current wife, who I love very
Unless
much.
she starts going to the club, apparently.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I married her because she's not that kind of person,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And I married her because she has integrity. So I know when she goes out with other people, I know she's not engaging in that kind of behavior. Like I
Well,
just know she's not.
You know for a fact that she will get up from a table and leave.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Love
I
that
do.
Story. Love that story.
Yeah. So,
No phone call needed.
No phone call needed.
and that wasn't even somebody trying to like hit on her. That was somebody making a comment that she was foolish to try to marry somebody overseas or even talk to somebody overseas. And she was like, well, bye.
Yeah, like you're disrespecting my relationship. And she got I love that. Love that story. Okay. Are we moving on to the
we can move on.
next?
Sorry everybody for filling the air with what did the song say? My deep ancient wisdom, or am I misremembering? I thought it said something like that.
Oh, the AI song?
From one creep to another creep. Let's move on to the next story.
Oh, yeah. This one is creepy.
This is the one that made me want to do this. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any comments for this one, but I figured we would just probably talk for a while on this.
Yeah.
From Am I Overreacting? A family friend is flirting with me after seeing my outfit, and she included the text message, which I blocked out her name for privacy, but hey, Jay, just wanted to compliment you on your fashion choices today. You always wear such intriguing outfits.
Haha, thanks.
Although it was basic today. Basic is good, especially on your figure. You're blessed in that regard. As soon as she says, yeah,
Yeah.
that's when you know she's super uncomfortable and just shut up, dude. Shut the hell up.
I'm gonna break in. I disagree. You know she's uncomfortable as soon as she replied, haha, thanks, with the emoji.
Well, the yeah is a confirmation that she's super uncomfortable. And he just doubles down. I don't think any amount of working out can give a woman breasts that perky. I don't know what it is, but guys that refer to quote unquote perky breasts just skis me out. It just
they kind of need a punch in the face, don't they? Or in the throat. A punch in the throat for describe. Yeah.
It just.
Do we know how old these people are?
Okay, so that's what we're getting to.
I was just going to
so
say.
here's her. So here's the body of her.
There's more to come.
This is the body of her text here.
Yeah, her gym body of her text.
I was at a little day party earlier today, and my dad's friend, 46 male, sent me, 19-year-old female, these texts a couple hours after I left. I feel like this crosses a line, no? I'm not too worried or feel violated or anything, but I'm pretty sure my dad would not appreciate his friend talking to me this way. Am I overreacting?
Nope.
No. Show your dad the text.
Show your
Don't
dad.
say anything else. Just show your dad the text.
Yes.
And then let him handle it.
Yeah, I was going to say screenshot it, send it to him. Like, oh.
Or you could
Roleplay, Dave. You're the dad. I mean, you're a stepdad. Your stepdaughter's older, 10 years from now. Someone around your age starts sending her texts like this. What are you going to do?
I don't know if I can say it on live.
He will not self-incriminate.
I don't know how this girl doesn't feel violated.
This is the kind of thing that I actually would expose somebody about.
She's too young, I think, to realize that she should be worried and feel violated about this. She's 19. I don't know, at 19 I would have maybe taken it like, oh, like I'm getting a little attention, but this is creepy.
Super creepy.
It would be
David-
different. I honestly think it would be different if this was the same age guy but wasn't friends with the family. I think what makes it creepy to me specifically is that if this is a family friend, the guy has obviously known this writer for a long time, since she was a kid, or at least younger than, the age of majority,
Yeah.
which makes it very creepy. It's like, how long has this guy been
Checking
looking at
her out?
like
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Which was pointed up.
Yeah,
by my son.
exactly.
My son
Yes.
is brilliant.
Yes. Yes.
Brilliance runs in the family.
Yeah. Should we read his comment for those that are listening?
Oh, yeah. Well,
and
for those that
not-
are listening, my
Yeah.
my son, who's a senior in high school, said that I assume since she's known the dad's friend for a while, that means this creep has liked her since she was underage.
Yep.
Very creepy.
I agree.
And Caitlin said, "Nope, don't like this story at all. This guy is so creepy. He's known her since she was a child. Gross."
Gross. Yeah. Yeah. She's not overacting. She needs to show her dad.
Yeah, that friendship should be over so quick.
Ugh.
I mean, I feel like this guy was just waiting for her to be like
To
of
be-
age.
Of age, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And that was his way of like testing the waters of like, will she be into me? Let me
And he's
like
completely
flirt a little bit and see, test the waters
word of a
to
guy.
see
Word
her
of advice
response.
for you old creepy dudes out there: be a little more self-aware.
gross.
Be a little more self-aware when someone's giving you the
Why?
signs that they don't like what you're saying to them.
So hold on. Why are you trying to give these people advice? Let them out themselves, right? I mean, I think it's safer for everybody that way.
Okay,
true.
David's favorite question. If this was reversed, if this was a 46 female sending a text to a 19 male, how do we
That
feel?
she was friends with, like family friends.
Yes,
with.
exact same
Same
situation.
scenario.
Change, perky breasts
So,
to
I
don't
think
know,
it's creepy,
nice
but I
abs
guarantee.
or
I really highlighted your large package.
yeah, something, package or something.
I still think it would be creepy, but I guarantee you Reddit and society at large would be like, stunning and brave, girl. You go get your young stud.
So I was just reading. So I mentioned last week to you guys this podcast I just listened to called Lucky Boy. It's from the UK. It's about a 27-year-old teacher that had like an affair with a 14-year-old slash 15-year-old student. Extremely inappropriate. Everyone in the school was like, "Oh yeah, go man, so lucky. He's so lucky." It completely messed the kid up for the rest of his life.
Of course.
Completely messed him up. And then it came out that she was doing this with lots of boys. Anyway, more recently, now here in the United States, there's a lady that's 26, married. She had an affair with a 16-year-old student in, I forget what, Ohio, I think.
Yes, I
It
think
just came
I
up in
saw
my
this
feed.
headline. Yes,
I
I
was
saw this
reading-
headline.
I
this
was
in
reading
Florida?
it was in Ohio, I think.
Oh,
And I was reading the comments. From in the article. Hundreds of comments. Not one person chastising this lady. All talking about how lucky the kid is and how he's going to be remembering that for the rest of his life. And he's going to be like a champion. And like, I was like,
so
are you
messed up.
kidding me? Are
There's
you kidding
such
me?
a double standard with that, like that women can't be predators. There's such a double standard.
Like it messes you up. If you're young and having some sort of sexual relationship with an adult, it messes you up for the rest of your life.
and it doesn't matter whether you're male, female, whatever. It's just, yeah, if you're young, you're not developmentally ready for that. Period.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it, but I can't find the state. It's
The Sun Chronicle did an article on it. I don't know if you want to. And I forget her name.
County. I mean, honestly, there's a couple when you just Google teacher affair. There are a few, which is sad. Michigan. Well, this one I'm pulling up is Michigan. Crazy. So crazy.
Anyway,
And
this is
gross.
actually going to be something I'm going to throw when I have some more free time in. Because there's a lot of states right now that have outdated laws that don't protect students from
Yeah, you were
teachers that would
saying that
have
before.
inappropriate relationships with them. So I'm going to start petitioning the lawmakers in our state to start making some changes, because there could literally be 16-year-old kids, 17-year-old kids in school having affairs with teachers, and there's no legal recourse because the law enforcement's hands are tied, because the laws in our books are 16 is the legal age of consent.
It's crazy.
So, and schools might have policies like, oh, we're going to let the teacher go if they have some sort of affair with the student, but that teacher can just go on and just abuse more kids. And I'm sorry, that's abuse. It's abuse.
It is.
It's abuse.
Absolutely.
So it's time to close those loopholes, and we're like one of 40 states that has outdated age of consent laws and allows that loophole for teachers to use schools as their own ground for predatory behavior. And it's disgusting.
It is.
What did Reddit have to say about this situation?
Yeah, I didn't have. Unfortunately, I did not have any comments from this. I had actually, I pulled it from a repost, and it was locked. The repost was locked, so there was no comments on the repost. All right, you guys ready to go on the next story?
Yeah.
Some of Reddit's worst friends. So we're all in agreement that friendship's over.
Oh, this guy.
That guy's a really bad friend.
That dad is going
is
to
he like
kill
the best
that friend. That guy is going to kill his friend.
Yeah.
And this was an am I the a-hole? This wasn't a how should I handle this?
This is
It
am
was,
I
am I
overreacting?
overreacting?
Oh, no, I
No.
don't think the writer's overreacting. I think you should just simply send screenshots to your dad. You could say nothing and let your dad go from there, or you could add the question, "Hey dad, I didn't know you were friends with such creeps." And that way you're signaling to your dad, like, I am not okay with this, and you should not be okay with it either.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Creepy.
and it's funny, like each thing the guy said progressively got like worse and over the line.
Yes.
You know what I
and
mean?
her
Like-
responses were shorter. I mean, there's only two because it looks like she stopped the conversation.
Yeah, as soon as he said
After
that, she
that.
was out. She was out, I think.
Gross.
All right, so this is a long one, and I pulled this one from Friendship Advice. There's a lot of comments on this one too that I pulled from. So this one has a fair share of comments. All right, Friendship Advice. One of my best friends ghosted me after asking for a favor. Am I really a bad friend? I feel the need to provide a little background for context. I, 38-year-old male, have been really good friends with Marie, 36-year-old female, and her husband Jim, 41-year-old male, for almost 15 years. Marie and I met at work, car dealership, became very good friends, and have remained so, even as our work took us in separate directions. Our kids hang out. We take trips together every year with our families. We host parties for friends and family, etc. I'm closer with Marie than Jim because he entered the picture about 3 years into our friendship, but I have done things with just me and Jim in the past, like baseball games, football games, etc. Also noteworthy information to this story is that I'm currently a technician at our local BMW dealership. However, my wife does not work. She stays home with the kids. So our finances tend to be tight. And to do extra things above typical household expenses, food, bills, it takes me a while of saving and taking on car side work with people that prefer me to work on their cars, including Jim and Marie's cars. In fact, there have been a few occasions where their cars might have an issue, and I'll be their first call since they know I can usually take care of it. I won't make them wait, and I almost never charge them for anything other than the parts. They often try to pay me for time, but I refuse. I look at it as doing friends a favor. All that said, I've never asked them for anything until recently. Marie and Jim are well off financially. Marie is currently a branch manager at her bank, and Jim is a regional vice president of a major food chain that operates in our area. Marie and Jim, now the problem. I was recently out of work for almost a month after having testicular cancer surgery. Yes, it was successful. I used what I had left of vacation time for the first week, but my remaining 3.5 weeks were unpaid. I was partially able to do this because I knew I'd be getting a bonus for quite a bit in the following month. So obviously, being out of work, I started falling behind after a couple of weeks of having no money come in. I'm sure everyone will ask, why didn't you ask family for help? I have no other family other than some distant cousins I rarely talk to. I grew up in foster care, and my wife has only her father, who is in senior housing on a fixed income. We have no other options, so I asked Jim directly if I could borrow a little money to help us get by until my bonus came in the next month. Not an exorbitant amount, just a little over a week's worth of pay, so he would understand that no matter what, I would definitely be able to pay him back. Jim said he would talk to Marie and get back to me. Later that day, Marie texted me that they never lend money to anyone, and it was extremely inappropriate to ask a friend for money and not to speak to her or Jim again. They both unfriended me and my wife on Facebook, and texts and calls have not been returned in over a month. School just started, and their daughter told our son that we weren't allowed to hang out anymore. As far as the bills I was struggling to pay, I'm still trying to play catch up and buy time with a couple of bills that have gone unpaid, car loan, credit cards, until I get my bonus in a week or so. I'll pay it all and catch up. I'm just not someone who's late on payments, so my credit has taken a hit. Part of me feels taken advantage of because I've always been there for Marie and Jim. The other part feels guilty for asking them to lend money. Is it really inappropriate? Am I just a better friend to them than they are to me? I thought we were all pretty close. I never once complained about finances, even when I struggled to keep up with them, so that we could all take our trips together like Disney or Hershey Park or wherever else we took our families to over the years. I'm now rethinking years of friendship and what my wife and I have meant to them if they could just cut us out of their lives so easily. Am I overthinking this, or am I really a bad friend?
There are important pieces of information missing here. There's something this guy's not telling.
This
everybody.
novel of a thing, how could there be more missing information? I'm gonna say I always, whenever I come to like money things,
you know what, Dana? This novel, it's the Kamala Harris strategy. I'm gonna say a whole bunch of things and talk and say a whole bunch of words, but not actually say anything of substance whatsoever. But because I talk so much and words are coming out of my mouth and they don't stop, some people are going to think that what I'm saying actually makes some sort of sense. Even though deep down they know it doesn't, they're still going to pretend that I'm making sense. Sorry.
Tell us how you really feel.
Judge Judy always says, don't lend money, give money, or don't. That's what Judge Judy always says.
So the first thing that struck me is this guy working on their cars. You don't mix that kind of business with friendship. This is therapist Dave talking now. You got to have good boundaries. You let that kind of thing come in. You've now kind of set the table. Like, this guy was doing these, and yes, I know he's like, oh, they would request me specifically. They would try to pay me, and I would tell them not. In the back of his mind, he was keeping score. And he was thinking, someday I'm going to ask them for a favor.
The favor bank.
The favor bank. Exactly. Someday I'm going to ask them for a favor, and they will be more inclined to help me because I've been doing this for them. That is not good for a friendship. That is not a good basis for a friendship. That is not good friendship interactions. You do not do that kind of thing. You keep your business and your friendship separately. I would say I've had friends, like I had a friend that cut hair. I would always make sure to pay him whatever he would charge his customers, period. I would never accept like just a free haircut or whatever. It's like, I'm going to pay you for this. Even though we're friends, I'm still going to pay you. You can't let that boundary slide because it just creates the potential for more problems like it has for this guy. So that was my first thought, is like, why were you working on their cars for reduced or free? Like, don't do that.
I would never work on someone's car or motorcycle for free. So, I mean, know your value. You know, especially if you spend all day working in a dealership. I mean, those can be long days.
Yeah, they can.
So you come home and you're working on someone else's car to boot. You know, charge them. Lending money, and I don't know that I would say this guy's an a-hole for asking for money, but like Dave said, if he was doing the favor bank thing here and just trying to bank up some favor capital for a later date, then he is kind of a bad friend, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think.
And how did he ask? That's the question. How was this request like even framed to Jim?
And some people are like strict I know people that are strict, like we never lend money. Period. That's it. We never. I don't know that they would be ending friendships over it,
Yeah.
but I can see it
That's-
making things uncomfortable. I'm the type of person that if like I am not typically in a position to lend people money, but there have been certainly times in my lives where I have been, and I have lent exorbitant amounts of money and not gotten it back. But I always looked at it as I'm probably not going to get this back. Although my thing is, when I do borrow money, Mom always taught me to pay back. If I borrow something, pay it back, and that's what I always do. But I can say for myself, I've not gotten paid back before when I've lent money, but I've like kind of planned on not getting it back.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why I'm saying there's something missing here, because yeah, I could see Jim and Marie saying like, no, we don't lend money. But the fact that Marie ended the friendship, something else was going on, man. There was more than just a request for money that happened here, or asking to lend money. Like something else has been happening in the background. Like he kind of makes mention of how he had to like struggle to save to afford like activities they would do together, like trips or whatever. Was he and his wife leaning on them to like pay for dinners, pay for hotels, pay for other things when they went on these trips? And Marie's just like, you know what, I've had enough, we're done. Like that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the ending of a friendship over borrowing money seems like a bit of an overreaction. I also think when people do borrow money, I don't think anyone ever wants to. I think it's probably a little, I don't know if I want to say embarrassing. That's not the word I want to use, but like no one ever wants to do it, and they probably dread having to make that call or text. So I don't think that they should feel bad. Like, I don't think that these friends should make them feel bad. I think they just should have said, you know what, we don't lend money. I'm really sorry. I wish I could help you out, but it's just something we've decided as a couple. We're not going to be able to help you. And then it might be awkward, but I don't think you have to end a friendship over it. That seems like a bit of an overreaction. I think these people need to have a little grace, depending on how this conversation.
Yeah, we don't know
went.
we don't know what the rest of the friendship is like. That's the problem.
Right? Yeah.
So I hate to interrupt this live stream because I know we're live streaming and not recording, but somebody apparently seems to be at my door. So I'm just going to go answer that real quick and see what's happening.
Okay.
So just
Ooh, live action.
continue without me.
Okay, Dave. We'll hop in the comments while you're checking out.
What is happening?
All right, so
Mystery
let's
guest.
see. Caitlin said they're under no obligation to lend him money, but ending a friendship over something like this is weird. Just tell him no, and if he's a good friend, he'll drop it. And she wanted to say, I think we're missing something.
Yeah, I think so too. I think. What was I just? Caitlin just said something that made me pull up that again. That if he's a good friend, he will. Oh yeah, it seemed like this guy would have. I mean, clearly he's fine. Their bills are late, sure, but it seems like he's more upset that the friendship has ended more so than they didn't lend him the money. So I feel like if they had just said that, this guy would have been like, yeah, okay, all right, well that sucks, but
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Okay,
So that maybe
but-
makes me think that maybe David's reading too much into this. I don't know.
yeah,
So
I mean,
we might have to hit him with that when he comes back.
yeah, because he doesn't seem upset that they. I mean, there's a little bit of like I've
he's
done
kinda-
this, and
he's
he,
kinda
you know,
bummed.
I've done all these things for them, and they're not. You know, he doesn't feel like they're reciprocating. But it doesn't seem like he's upset about the money. It seems like he's more upset about them like unfriending and not returning calls
And the kids.
texts and the
taking
kids
it on the kids,
thing.
saying
I
the kids can't play
know.
together. I mean,
I
that's
don't like that. Yeah, I
So-
don't know. Well, should we wait for Dave loves comments.
Yeah, we're not going to do the comments till David gets
Yeah,
back.
we have to wait for Dave. Yeah, that's tricky. That was a long, long, long post,
Yeah,
though.
it was a long post. They put a lot of backstory in this.
Yeah.
Maybe it was AI. Bots.
Maybe, but yeah, I don't know.
School
hate
just
when
started. My daughter
parents-
told her son we're allowed.
Yeah, I hate when parents take stuff out on their like parent friends take stuff out on their kids. I hate that. Cuz they're, your kids didn't sign up for like this son wasn't like hey dad, ask them for money. Like
Yeah.
it's not his fault.
No. David, we were just saying that this guy seems a lot more upset about the friendship ending than not getting the money.
Yeah, that's why I think there's something else going on. By the way, it's nothing special. It's just Amazon.
Did you need to sign for something?
I needed signs for something.
Did you get your whole order? Because I didn't get my whole order today after waiting 3 freaking weeks.
What did you order?
Do I really want to go into this right now? This has been a miserable day. 3.5 weeks ago, I ordered a pizza oven on Shein. And it was supposed to be quick ship because it was from the U.S., not from China. I wanted to have the pizza oven because I wanted to do pizzas for my birthday party on the 13th. So, pizza oven sat in the warehouse, supposedly, for like almost 2 weeks, not moving. And then they just canceled my order and said it was on back order. So I was like, all right, I'll go to Amazon, redo all this research, find an oven I want. I ordered it yesterday. It was supposed to be here today. I ordered extra things just so I could hit the threshold of being free overnight delivery.
Mm-hmm.
They're working on our street. Plus, someone hit a telephone pole outside the house. So I waited all day for to get, I was coming back and forth all day, working, coming back, checking in to see if Amazon came. Then I got the old message where they said, oh, we lost contact with the driver, which is like when drivers don't want to deliver something, probably because he couldn't get down the closed road. Finally, the driver came at like, I don't even know what time it was, 4 o'clock, 4:30. Drops off the box with my phone covers, which I bought, and a microphone, which I ordered from my phone, and then what was supposed to be the pizza kit, and all that was in there was the pizza stone and peel, which if I bought just that would have been $13. However, I paid $80 freaking for this pizza oven and pizza peel kit. Oven was nowhere to be found. So I had to call. And then they said, okay, we'll send a new one out. And then I look and it's like not going to be here until Monday, like 4 days away. So I'm just really frustrated with it. And then I'm like, am I going to get the oven? Am I going to get it? Because I was supposed to get it today. And then
maybe you'll get
So,
2 out of the deal.
this
Maybe
is number 3 that I didn't. It's like it's supposed to be a kit. So they were clearly supposed to get a box up and the peel and the pizza peel and the pizza stone were in one box. So clearly they were supposed to include both together, and they just delivered one.
or someone stole your pizza oven. Is that what you're building the table for?
We were here. He handed it right to Caitlin when he came.
No, I mean
Yes, that's what I was building the table. That's what I was
pizza
building the
oven.
table for. Setting outdoor to.
I was very disappointed when I looked at your Facebook post at what you and Mason were building, because I was thinking a street hockey net. So
Oh, I did that like 2 years ago.
I-
Or 3 years ago.
I
whatever
love
it
You
that
probably
Caitlin
need a
was
new
like,
one.
any guesses what they're making? And someone was like, a table. And she was like, yes! I thought that was very cute.
Okay, back to
All right.
the subject.
Comments.
So, comments. They were pretty consistent. There was obviously some I didn't include. There was a lot of comments, but so one said, they're right. You should never lend money to friends, but I don't think you're completely wrong to ask. And they seem to have massively overreacted to it. They should have just said no and left it at that. One said, I think they overreacted, but I understand not lending money. I'm surprised you had no short-term disability options or anything.
I thought that too, actually.
I think my employer is pretty shitty, but they at least pay something during medical leave. And I understand wives who don't earn income, but I'm going to sort of go along with some of the other comments to say that maybe your wife needs to. It sounds like the kids are in school and you have freaking cancer. You already sound stressed and stretched too thin. If you are so financially stressed, then you need to ask friends for money and have your credit in the tank for a couple of weeks off. Your wife needs to contribute financially. Sounds like you have a lifestyle that you can't afford to pay for, even in the best of times.
Oof.
It seems like the kind of people who see any kind of request as a demand, however it is worded. Might be worth looking into ask culture versus guest culture. I think they massively overreacted, though, of course, they were well within their rights to say no. So in short, no, I do not think you're a bad friend at all. I will also
Reddit.
say that rich people are like different mentality, like wealthy people, as far when it comes to money. I heard Patrick Bet David once say, and it's always stuck with me. He said, like, rich, wealthy people know how to make money and hold on to it, while low income and poor people are very good at spending money and letting go of it. So I think maybe wealthy people are good at hanging on to it because they don't lend it out. Maybe I don't know, but David, we have more comments. But go ahead.
I'm sure we do have more comments, and I bet they're all stupid because I think everybody on Reddit is stupid. Everybody's jumping to, oh, your friends overreacted. Yes, on the surface, based on what we know, it's an overreaction. I guarantee you there's something more happening here. Jim and Marie did not end this friendship because... Is that the name of the couple, yeah. Jim and Marie? Do I have it right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's pretty good.
You said it so like you knew them, like this Jim and Marie.
It just dawned on me.
What?
He hit on their 19-year-old daughter and said her tits were perky.
Gross.
Marie did not end this friendship and cut off all contact with them just because of that request.
Do you think...
Let me tell you something else. If I... it sounds like you had cancer. That's what you come up with, Reddit? It's like you're immediately jumping to, these are horrible people that don't love you because you clearly had cancer. Like, what the hell? First of all, I'm just going to tell you, and you guys are going to think I'm full of it, but I'm going to tell you the truth. If I had cancer and I was not able to pay my hospital bills, I would not ask any family or any friends for money. I would actually die first before asking anybody for any kind of assistance. You think I'm just
son.
saying
You are definitely mom's son.
Oh my God. I would die first.
I would die first before being in anybody's debt. Period.
I mean,
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. And
I don't think that anyone has a friend that could pay for all of that. Anyway, I mean, who has a friend that could pay for every single one of your medical bills? Usually people have GoFundMes, they do fundraisers, I don't think anyone's going into debt to help you. No one's that good of a friend. I'm just saying.
True. But I'm saying, like, we just got another message in the chat that, ghosting them is a little overmuch. Cutting them off is overmuch. It shouldn't end like this. And I agree. But I think there's some other piece of information that this guy is not giving us that made Marie take that step.
I
really believe that.
I have a thought. What if...
And I'm not always right, but I'm never wrong. So,
oh my God.
There's that.
What if Marie has borrowed money or has been asked before from someone else? It didn't go well. It was this horrible thing that happened to her in the past. Because Jim seemed, okay, sure, I'll talk to Marie. We'll let you know. Then Marie was the one that ended the relationship. So do you think that Jim came home very nonchalantly and was like, oh, hey, just so you know. What's this guy's name? Do we know this guy's name?
No, I think
I think you got it reversed, honestly. I think Jim played it cool. I think he played it cool, but he was fucking pissed.
Really?
And I think he went home to Marie and was like, you're ending this friendship now. That's what I think.
I think Jim did what every beaten down husband does. I need to talk to my wife first before I give you an answer.
That's not beaten down. That is a sign of respect.
That is beaten down and weak. No, I'm kidding. If my wife is listening, I don't mean it.
Especially when it comes to money, you have to make those kinds of decisions.
You have to make those kind of decisions
together.
But I really do. I agree with Dana. I think Jim saying I need to talk it over with Marie first. That might be true, but I also think he's like thinking to himself, "Thank the F, I do not have to actually give him an answer, and that I really do have to consult first because I don't want to give this money."
So do you think that because Jim came into the picture later that he's been waiting?
Hold on.
He's been waiting for his moment to be like, let's end this friendship.
This was going to be my conspiracy theory. My conspiracy theory is that Jim probably suspects, because he went out of his way to say that he's closer with Marie.
Yes.
So my conspiracy theory was that Jim suspects there's probably always been something going on between the two of them. So he's just been waiting for the opportunity to end that friendship.
To get this guy out of here.
Well, but my question is, like, if you're closer to Marie than Jim, why did you ask Jim for the money and not your closer friend?
Well, that's a
Shouldn't
masculinity
that be
thing.
the?
I think that's a
I don't know.
a
I can't
man.
answer
What do
that.
you mean by-
Only this
what-
person can answer that question. But
I'm sorry. What do you mean by that? That
I
sounds
mean-
awfully misandrist.
Well, I'm
a
just saying.
masculinity thing.
I feel like a man would never ask a woman for money, but a man would ask a man for money.
Maybe.
In this,
I don't want to admit that
of a
he might not-
couple.
he might be not want to admit to her that he needs it,
Yeah, he doesn't want to seem weak to her.
or it could be.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I mean-
there are
I
some
mean, it could
men
be
that
as
will
simple as-
drain a woman's bank account. I'm not
A
saying
couple-
that those men don't exist, but
It could be as simple as he just thinks that Jim's the breadwinner, so he's controlling the purse strings.
that
But
could
he
be.
knows both their employment. You know what I mean? He knows where they both work. He knows they're both like,
Yeah, they're high up in their industries.
I don't know. I like I said, I think there's something more going on here. Either it's Dana's conspiracy theory, or I'm leaning towards probably these trips they take together. Jim and Marie have borne the burden. Or no, hold on. Or Jim has always had a thing for Marie, and Marie is the one who's like, you know what? I'm kind of done with this, and I don't want to be friends with this guy anymore because he's not being a real friend.
Well, Jim
just
is
getting to
married
get
to
in my
Marie, so I hope
I would-
that
sorry.
he has
The writer.
something for him.
Well,
I
Jim
really
and
hope
Marie-
Marie is into Jim.
okay. So you know what I meant? The letter writer.
Let's call this
The
guy
letter writer.
Bill. Let's just call
Bill.
the writer
Okay,
Bill.
So Bill, but I mean, if Jim and Marie are married, there's probably not much, hanky panky going on anyway, right? But anyway,
What, married couples don't have sex? Is that what you're saying? Married man?
well, I'm an ocean away from. So some of us, unfortunately, are not able to as much as we would like to. Just saying.
All right, what was some of the other comments, Dana? Because you had a lot there. Let's see what else Reddit has to say about.
I don't think you're a bad friend. My husband is a mechanic and did work on the side for friends all the time, but he always charged them. He would charge them 50% off the dealership price for labor, and he eventually stopped when people would haggle over the labor, which was frankly ridiculous.
So he did a little family and friends discount until he got taken advantage of.
We did ask longtime friends for a loan one time that were very, very flush at the time, and she simply said, I think we have been good friends for so long, we have never let money come between us. And that was that. No hard feelings. Your friend's reaction was way over the top, and to involve the kids is pretty ridiculous. I hope they come around for the kids' sake at least. As for the adults, the friendship is probably done.
There is something more going on. I'm telling you guys, it wasn't just this guy asking for a loan. There's something more.
When was this posted? Do you think we'll get an update?
I think it posted for a couple weeks by the time when I
okay,
found it.
so-
So it was pretty recent. So we can keep checking it. Maybe if there is an update, we can
Yeah.
circle back. So that when Bill says that he's in love with Maria and that's why everything fell up, or confesses that he was the one that messaged their 19-year-old daughter.
Oh, good Lord. Wow.
Well, thanks, guys.
Well, we solved nothing tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Dave seems offended.
I am offended. Everybody needs to watch their step because we were dropping knowledge all over the place. That's all I'm saying.
Landmines of knowledge. Michelle, it's your week next week. Have you given any thought to what we're doing?
I am debating playing Hot Takes again. I also have a friend. I also have a game called Friend or Foe that are kind of like conversation starters. So I thought we could maybe play that, or we can do Reddit, or I might do a little combo action if I can find a theme. So, yeah, that's what's on the
Awesome.
docket. Yeah.
I've been trying to think ahead, even though I know I don't have, like, I have 2 weeks before I have to
Yeah.
try to think of something.
Yeah. I just figured, I know Dana doesn't love doing the Reddit stuff all the time, so I thought if I could break it up a little bit for him, he
We
might
could
be
talk
happy.
about the state of the world. I mean, there are plenty of events that have been happening lately that we could be talking about that I'm sure we could have a nice, calm, reasonable discussion, as people often do on the internet, about these issues.
My son asked, "Why don't we play Guess Who Likes What?" We're gonna play that game.
Oh, yeah.
How well do you know your nephews? We do have to play that game.
Yes.
Or how well
That'll
do you
be
maybe
fun.
maybe how well do you know your family?
I was just
pull
going to say,
all sorts of the nephews,
yes.
Caitlin, Mike,
I thought about doing that too.
Auntie. I can pull all the family, and then I can do little trivia questions and see if you guys
Yeah.
can figure out.
Because I thought about doing priorities the same way, playing that game and giving like 5 cards to Auntie, 5 cards to Mike, and being like, put these in order, and then we would have to guess in what order they would put them in.
Are we really live streaming the fact that we have no freaking clue what we're going to talk about next week? Is that
No, we haven't.
She
No,
gave a
we're
she gave a
gonna. I'm
preview.
gonna do a mesh of Reddit and game. I'm gonna.
See, you guys, just the audience right now is witnessing how the sausage is made. This is. You guys always wonder what happens when we shut off the record button, and this is pretty much what happens.
yeah? You're going to put this thing to bed already? Like, are we-
Dave's been visited enough.
All right, everybody.
All right.
Well, thank you for joining us. And if you're joining us later
And-
on the rewatch of the stream, we hope you enjoyed our.
Remember,
Reddit
do not
stories.
lend money to your friends. Do not do extra work stuff that you do for work for your friends. Don't do it. It will only lead to problems.
So, if you can tell, my brother's a big Ayn Rand fan. So,
A big what?
It's got,
Ayn
it's got
Rand
nothing
fan.
to. It's got nothing to do with Ayn Rand. And I went through my Ayn Rand phase like 12, 13 years ago. Right around the time that I decided I needed to end my current life as it was at that time. Like, get a divorce, go back to school, get a new job, a new career.
Don't date
I'm
women
over
that
it.
go to clubs.
No, that sadly, that
Dave
sadly
really
was
is dropping all
not
sorts of knowledge today.
I know. Yeah, he's giving life advice.
because I know that some of my nephews actually listen and watch, and I'm hoping against hope that they're going to find themselves in a situation where they may be like, I remember Uncle Dave made this offhand comment about how I shouldn't date women that go to clubs because I will end up getting hurt, and maybe I can save them some pain. I do what I do. I drop the knowledge and ancient wisdom that I drop for the benefit not only of my family, but for all of humankind.
God.
And humanity thanks you, David.
Have you ever? Okay, you know what? Have you ever known anybody that dated a clubbing person that was in a happy, long-lasting relationship? Answer me that. You don't have to answer me. You can just answer in your mind, because I know you don't want to admit outright, out loud, in front of our, dozen-person internet audience. I am right.
Aw, I trust my very cool uncle very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Don't do it, Hunter. Don't ever date a woman or a man, for that matter, that goes to clubs. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't do it.
I'm trying to think of if I have any friends that go to clubs or that went to clubs. I don't think that was
Let
really
me-
my
let me-
circle.
Yeah, let me back up. If you and many people are interested in like an actual relationship, if that's what you want, you need to avoid people that go to clubs. Period. Unless you're okay with being cheated on. If you're okay with being cheated on, then by all means, if you're okay with your boyfriend or girlfriend going out and getting felt up by a bunch of strangers or making out in the bathroom with somebody, that doesn't count it as real cheating because you didn't do the deed and go all the way, then by all means, date people that go to clubs. But if you have some semblance of self-respect and you expect the person you're dating or in a relationship with to honor and respect the boundaries of that relationship, don't go out with people that go to clubs. Don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Say no to clubs.
Say no to clubs. Say no to people that say yes to clubs. Say no to people that say yes to clubs. That's my advice. I am speaking from experience as a guy that always wanted a relationship. I mean, I've had
With a girl who went to a club.
As a guy who has met girls at clubs or bars or whatever the case might be, don't do it.
On that note, we're gonna end this
People
stream
won't,
right here.
my nephews won't listen to me. They're just gonna do it anyway, and then after the fact, after they've been wrecked, they're gonna be like, "Uncle Dave was right," and that's okay, because we all have to learn somehow. But I tried.
Wasn't he the one that wanted to put this to bed like 10
Yes,
minutes
I know.
ago?
Tell me about it. Yeah, we're gonna put this to bed. Oh, by the way,
We love you, David.
we love you, Dave.
I know. I know.
Okay,
You don't
Han
need to
Solo.
reassure. I don't
Welcome
need
to Civ
reassurance.
Live, everybody.
I don't need reassurance. Everybody really is seeing how the sausage is made. They're seeing like what happens after we stop recording. I'm delightful. Of course you love me. Come on.
All right, everyone.
All right.
we're gonna cut this one out.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, we're gonna cut it and end it there. Next week will be Shelly's turn, which we're recording on Friday again, I suppose. Maybe it'll be
Yeah.
live. Maybe it'll not be. I don't know. We'll see what the response is to the live stream
Yeah, let us
over the next
know.
week or so.
Our dozen listeners, please let us know.
Dozens and dozens, multi-dozen.
Multi-dozen.
And we appreciate every single one of
We
you.
do.
Absolutely, we do.
Yes.
Yep.
We really do.
All right. Have
my
a great.
siblings probably don't, but I do.
Oh my God. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.